Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nugraha and PM 1821-22097 from Class C, and I'm a member of the Group 5 Language Assessment course. In this section, I will explain one of the three main assessment strategies that help us to get to know the students better. That is assessment for placement. First, what is assessment for placement? Assessment for placement is used to place students into a course level, or academic program. So, assessment for placement is the assessment aimed at knowing the prerequisite skills required for a learning program and mastery of learning as program before starting learning activities for that program. In other words, orient towards the readiness of students to face new program. The placement task is usually carried out at the beginning of the lesson. This is done because the implementation of the placement task can be used to determine the level of ability students already have. And the function of the placement task is used to support the extent to which students' initial knowledge is in a field of study. So that the use of the placement task can help to follow up on students' initial abilities. Next is the purpose of assessment for placement is for placing students at levels of a pre-existing program in those programs with a defined structure and progression. The main objective of the assessment for placement is to pay more attention to the suitability of student skill and developmental paces, not only just based on age demands. For example, suppose a student is 8 years old, which is the average age of uh, grade 2 elementary school. Through placement test, it will be determined whether the students deserve to be in grade 2 elementary school. Learning abilities such as reading, writing, and arithmetical skills can be used as benchmark. And if the students still have difficulties in carrying out some of the skills, and it become a learning barrier if forced forced to be an inappropriate level. One of the main objectives for the placement task is to accompany the psychological assessment, which is also carried out at the beginning of admission of new students. Information obtained from the implementation of the assessment will be aligned with the result of placement task, whether or not it is appropriate. Uh, the placement task can also function as a pre-task. In this case, teaching and learning activities. So that it will be since the success of the student in undergoing the learning process, which is will be seen from the increase in learning abilities and skills. In the next slide, there are the stage of the procedure for implementing the assessment for placement. The first is provide a written task. The second is determine the level of passing levels for each level according to the criteria level. The third is examining the tasks carried out by using the consideration of the level criteria that have made. And the last is the results of the criteria level are the results of determining the extent to which a person is. And according to FIDE in 2014, the preparation stage for the implementation of the assessment for placement are based on several factors, including the age of the placement task participant, which can be categorized based on the level of school and the educational background of the placement task participants. These two factors are used as a consideration for the implementation on of the assessment for placement. That's enough the explanation about assessment for placement. Hopefully my material can be understood, and I am sorry if there is a word error. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.